So, just saying hello and welcoming into this sacred space that we co create together. Thank you for being here, for your presence on the earth at this time, and for your presence here today, and for the light that we share and that we continue to grow in the embodiment of. It's Julia, grief from Transmissions of Light here, channeling the beings of Absolute Light, and just delighted to be in this sacred space, co creating it together with you today. And the beings of Absolute Light have a lot that they wish to transmit today, they say. Just want to welcome Diane and Kirsten. So wonderful to have you both in the space, and also anyone else who is joining us, whether you're here now or joining us later on replay. Thank you so much. We're just going to go into some activations and messages and see what wants to come in and come through for us at this time. And just before we do that, just encouraging you all to just be very gentle with yourselves through this month of December. The beings of Absolute Light have said that the highly activated and highly accelerated energy of 2024 is already coming into the planet and is very present here in this month of December. And that as a result, that could, depending on where you're at on your ascension journey and how much light you have integrated, it could actually be very tiring for your physical body. So just remembering to be, as always, loving and gentle with yourself as well as with those around you. And Asha, so wonderful to namaste, dear sister. Wonderful to have you in this sacred space and to connect with you in this way too. So just inviting everyone to just gently close your eyes and take a few moments to just silently come into your center. Turning your focus to your breath. And allowing yourself to come into full presence in this moment. As the beings of Absolute Light already bring in some release and clearing activations on our behalf. And what they are doing, they say, is releasing some of that energy within us that is bound up with the notion of self as um, a wounded self, a victim. And as a result of this release and clearing activation, they say we should find it easier to step out of the patterns of reactivity that we may still be embodying. So that we can come into a space of greater clarity, a more heightened perceptiveness, where we are able to observe both the other in their pattern and feel compassion for them in that pattern, and also ourselves in the pattern of the reactive response. And it's when we begin to notice that, they say that that will give us just that we just need a tiny chink of a pause in order to notice. And that is what then enables us to step out of the pattern and to choose to instead come from a place of compassion and kindness and forgiveness and love in our response. And that is the energy of peace, is what the beings of absolute light, they say the messages are being largely transcribed from the Indian ascended masters of absolute light right now, with other voices chiming in. But they said that is how we embody peace. And as more and more of us do that and be in that response state where we are embodying those energies of compassion and forgiveness and kindness and a deep, deep love that perceives and yet understands the humanity of the other at the same time as perceiving in them the divine and the divine potential. That is how we bring a greater realm of peace to Gaia. They say by each of us committing to be that energy, to be in response even when it goes against our every human ingrained pattern of reaction. To be that energy in such a way that the profundity of the effects that ripple out from that are life transforming, not only for us, but for those around us as they feel the ripples of our true and soul-centered, heart-centered forgiveness. And feel truly seen and truly heard by us and truly valued even in the complexity of the light and the shadow that each of us embody as part of the human journey that we have chosen to come into. And then it is also up to us as we begin to first truly embody this energy for ourselves. They say that is the most important and also has to be the first step to give our actions and our words beyond that validity. But as we truly start to be this energy, that while it might go into reaction for a time, steps out, making the conscious choice to be in loving, compassionate, kind response. And then we can begin to teach that to those around us as a practice as well, they say. And beloved Ganesha and beloved Krishna bringing in their clearing. It's time for us to allow these old patterns of reaction that we have been so trained in and that we have reinforced by repeating over and over to simply drop away. As we stop repeating them, the impulse to do them, to be in that pattern of reaction, will dissolve, will fall away more easily than we imagine, they say. And that is to be supported by the clearings and the release activations that we are receiving now. And they say there are two words, and that is the first of them that they wish to just bring into our consciousness at this time as we move towards the end of 2023. So the first being peace, and the practical way in which we can be the embodiment of the energy of peace by consciously bringing in our interactions with others, whether in our present or in our past, those energies of love and kindness and forgiveness and compassion. And the next word that they wish to place in our consciousness at this time to be aware of is joy. And we are asked, they say, to consciously focus on bringing that frequency of joy into the planet. A body that is in the response of joy finds it more easy to relax, and the more relaxed and open that the physicality, the physical body is, the easier it is for the plasma and photonic light codes to be integrated, they say, and there is such a high influx of light at this time. So, of course, joy is a fun, a beautiful energy to be embodying at any time. And they suggest that this time being in that energy of kind of either the deep gratitude that brings joy or the excited anticipation that brings joy, or both, can truly help not only us as individuals, but it also starts to create more of that frequency and vibration within the collective. And because we are becoming more and more energetic beings, they say, where the energy that we embody is having a 60, 70 fold effect compared to that which it has in the past, they say, and that is all part of the Earth's ascension process. So we need to be exceptionally careful about what energies we are choosing to endorse. The energies we choose to endorse are the ones that we choose to be the most of the time. And of course, they say they are not condemning us being in anger or rage or unforgiveness or grief or a sense of deep loss or deep disappointment or bewilderment and multiple other energies that are not so aligned with those frequencies of joy and inner peace. It is important for us to allow those to be there, to notice them, and to be compassionate with them and with the self that is experiencing them. But then just gently let them pass. They say don't stay attached to them. That's like we kind of prolong them, which can lead to a perpetuation of them. The more that we continue to give our energy to them. And because of Gaia's ascension timeline and the impact that our energy has being vastly magnified compared to that which it has had in the past, it is exceptionally important now, they say, to be very clean in our frequency. And just bringing in golden source light as to support us in releasing that which is not aligned with that. And they would just add, they say there are some within the etheric realms that would keep us in those darker or denser or lower, more, as we would say, seen from the human binary and polarity, more negative emotions. And it is now time to really set ourselves free from those strictures that have been placed upon us, those bindings, they say. And that is one way in which there is a desire for us to be controlled by keeping us in those repetitive patterns of those denser, darker energies, which prevent us from, well, as individuals, from truly embodying our own light and that light energy that we came here to be on behalf of the planet now. But as a collective, they say, keep us in these ongoing stories of hate and division, stories of difference and of separation, and stories that are all about you and me as separate, as so separate that there is a bridge between us that can't be crossed almost. The divide is so great. And it is time for all of those barriers and notions now to fall away, they say, as we truly start to embody a deep knowing and understanding of the oneness of all life, not even just human life, all life. And that is to come in for all of humanity now. At some level, there will be variations in the level, they say, depending on where the individual is at this stage in the evolution of their consciousness. But it will be the most prevalent consciousness shift that we are coming into over the next, it depends which timeline we say are on. They say the more accelerated timeline. Well, those of us who've already been really striving to embody this, it could be a matter of months. And even for others who have not really been giving this much attention, there's a highly accelerated timeline of perhaps 3 to 10 years, they say. And then there will still be opportunities for people to choose to align with this more evolved consciousness. So there will be like slower timelines, perhaps down to 50 years, but individuals will be changing the way that they perceive, think, perceive self, perceive others, perceive things and places and nature beings, animal beings, plant beings. As more and more of these codes of unity consciousness continue to truly flood the planet, they say. And so I hope that these messages have been of great service to you. Love, light, shining. I'd also like to welcome you into the space. Thank you for being here. The dragons do want to bring through some activations just at the end, but before that, they just asked me to share a little about the upcoming solstice event that the beings of absolute light are offering for those who wish to really go deeper with them and to really receive the gift of embodying that energy of the new, of the new earth that is coming in for us. And actually, I haven't opened that page yet, so let's give me a moment to do so. And I will put the link in the description for those who are interested. And basically, the beings of absolute light want to bring through ascension and new earth activations, as well as messages relating to this time when we are really starting to prepare ourselves and to truly embody the great shift and the great evolution in consciousness, and in this shift from being a very much physical and carbon-based body to that more energetic nature, that we can truly come to know ourselves as the multidimensional beings that we are, and to interact with the world much more in this way. And that is the energy going forth from here, they say. And we will be pretty much forced to comply with that. Like where we are not complying with that, things will be coming up with such a kind of oomph behind them that we will be forced to look at where we are not in alignment with that, and not in alignment with that very pure, very high frequency, very crystalline nature and energy of the new earth. And this is a paid service that they are bringing through, and the exchange that they are asking for is $66. It will be held on Thursday, the 21st of December at 7 a.m. in ET, which is 12 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. in CET, 8 p.m. in Western Australia, and 9 p.m. here in Japan. And I anticipate usually their events go anything from 90 minutes to 2 hours, sometimes slightly longer. And what they are saying they will bring through, though there may be more that opens up and that they decide to bring through as we draw nearer to that energy of 2024 is, of course, we'll be beginning by going into meditation, and then they'll be bringing through various Ascension and New Earth activations, grounding us into the energy of Ascended Gaia, upgrading our chakra columns with New Earth codes, and on our behalf, enacting an oversoul integration, as well as a divine source healing that reaches everyone exactly at the point that it is needed, both in terms of our emotional and mental body healings, they say, as well as in terms of our awakening and ascension timelines. And then interspersed through that, they will also be bringing through messages, channeled messages that are most pertinent for the group of souls that gather. So if that speaks to you, do feel free to visit the webpage and to have a look and to see whether it feels like a yes for you or not to step in. And then last, as I said, the dragons do want to come through. So let's just see what it is that the dragons wish to bring through for us. Shala hatanya satanya hashatala faratamiyatin. Hitakaharatamia kekton nishilatakahiatar ha hiateselefe wetemyakanya. Yep. And this is, they say, a clearing just related to just clearing away those last kind of fragments of the old energy of old earth that cling to others, whether that is a lack of confidence, a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-worth, lack of belief in self, lack of compassion for others or for self. There's these just various kind of small broken off shards of a cup that kind of cling to us. So it's like the main structure of that old way of interacting and pattern for this group of souls that gather on this channel that has already, dispersed, they say, but there's places where we remain in the pattern. Just supporting us in clearing and releasing those. And with that, they say they are complete. So with gratitude to the light beings for the messages and the activations that they bring through. We have gratitude to each of you for being here and for all the beautiful messages and comments that you have shared. Thank you. And thanking you also to those of you who are listening later on replay. I'm sure I forgot to say, but there will also be a replay of the solstice event for those who are unable to make it live. It's just been beautiful to connect with you in this space, and I have so much gratitude and love in my heart for each of you here and for the journey that we are walking and embodying together. There's so much love from my heart to yours. Thank you, and I'll see you again next week.